Hello everyone and welcome to another Feed Army video. My name is Emmanuel and today we will go through a guide to increase your conversions within Google Shopping, and this guide is designed for small businesses. Google Merchant Center setup and best practices. Google Merchant Center is the hub that stores your product feed and connects it to Google Ads for shopping campaigns and to free product listings. Setting up Merchant Center correctly and following best practices will set a strong foundation for conversion success. Let's go through the essentials. Ensuring compliance and data quality in Merchant Center. Merchant Center isn't set and forget. You need to keep an eye on account warnings and data quality over time. Here are best practices to stay compliant and maintain a high-performing account. Adhere to policies, don't get suspended. Google Shopping has strict policies on what products can be sold. Example, no counterfeit goods, certain regulated items prohibited, etc., and how you represent them. Make sure you read Google's Merchant Center policies. Common pitfalls for small businesses include listing a product as new when it's used, not having a clearly stated return policy, or having inconsistent pricing between the feed and the site. If you get a policy violation warning, address it immediately. Repeated or serious violations can lead to account suspension. Keep an eye out for emails from Google and notifications in the Merchant Center dashboard. Optimize the business information section. In the Merchant Center, complete your business profile information thoroughly, including the business display name, address, customer service contact, and other relevant details. A relatively new addition is Business Brand Management, where you can upload business descriptions. This helps with any personalized or enhanced listings. Also consider participating in programs like customer reviews or third-party review aggregators, as these can add credibility. Use Merchant Center programs that boost conversions. Merchant Center offers optional programs like merchant promotions to show promo codes or discounts in your ads, and local shopping ads pick up later if you have brick-and-mortar stores for local inventory. For online-only small businesses, merchant promotions is highly useful. You can submit a promotions feed or create promos in the interface, example 10% off coupon, which can display a special offer link on your ad. These promos tend to increase click-through rate and conversion rate because who doesn't like a deal? Just ensure you follow the guidelines. The discount must be genuine and reflected on site, etc. Monitor product disapprovals and needs attention. In the Merchant Center Needs Attention tab, you'll see any disapproved or expiring items and issues affecting your products. Check this regularly. For example, you might see disapprovals for image not compliant or price mismatch or invalid GTINE. Each issue will come with a description and often a link to learn more. Resolve these issues to get those products back online. Some disapprovals, like for policy, can be serious. You may need to request a manual review after fixing the problem. The diagnostics timeline can also show if a change you made caused a bunch of new errors, useful for catching feed upload mistakes. Finally, remember that Merchant Center is not just a data repository. It's the bridge between your website and Google's shopping ecosystem. Keeping it healthy and optimized ensures your shopping campaigns and free listings have the best chance to succeed. A small business with a well-maintained Merchant Center and feed is already ahead of many competitors who neglect data quality. Campaign structure and segmentation strategies. With your feed in good shape, the next step is setting up your Google Shopping campaigns effectively. The structure of your campaigns, how you segment products, which campaign type you choose, standard shopping or performance max, and how you target can greatly influence your conversion performance. Let's break down the two main campaign types and best practices for structuring them for success. Choosing between standard shopping and performance max campaigns. Google currently offers two primary ways to run shopping ads: standard shopping campaigns and performance max campaigns. Smart shopping was the old variant, which performance max has fully replaced as of 2022. Each has its pros and cons for small businesses. Standard shopping campaigns, manual control. You create ad groups and product groups, set bids manual or automated for specific products or categories, and your ads appear only on the Google search results and Google Shopping tab, plus search partners. You see detailed reports for search queries, and you can layer on features like priority settings and even negative keywords. This is the traditional approach, offering more transparency and control, but requiring more work. Performance Max PMax campaigns, fully automated. You essentially provide Google with your product feed along with optional creative assets, text, images, video, and audience signals, and Google's AI takes over. Ads can appear across all Google channels, search, shopping, display network, YouTube, Gmail, Discover, etc. PMax will optimize bids and placements to achieve your specified goal, like max conversions or a target ROAS. It's easier to manage. One campaign can do it all, but you sacrifice some control and insight, e.g. limited data on specific search terms. Both campaign types can drive conversions, but they behave differently. Often the best approach is to leverage both. For example, use a standard campaign for a set of products where you want tight control or to separate branded traffic, and use Performance Max to cast a wider net for everything else. Below is a comparison to help decide.
Let's first talk about ad networks. For shopping ads on Google search results and shopping tab only, also eligible for free listings on these surfaces if opted in Google Merchant Center. For Performance Max ads can serve on all Google properties: search, shopping, YouTube, display, Gmail, Discover, etc. A true multi-channel reach. Combines shopping ads with display-like formats. Now let's talk about targeting and control. For standard shopping ads, product-based targeting, you create product groups by ID, category, custom labels, etc., and set bids per group. You can use campaign priority and even set up negative keywords to refine traffic. Full control over which products and searches to focus on. For Performance Max, AI-driven targeting, Google decides when and where to show products based on audience and query signals. You can supply audience signals, see below, to guide it, but cannot explicitly choose keywords or placements. No concept of campaign priority. Essentially, you hand the keys to Google's automation. Now the bidding options. For standard shopping ads, it supports manual CPC or automated strategies like target ROAS or maximize conversion value. You can apply different bid strategies to different campaigns or even ad groups. This means you can optimize some campaigns for traffic, of example, a clearance sale with manual low bids, and others for ROAS with T-ROAS as you see fit. For Performance Max, I supports fully smart bidding. Performance Max requires an automated bidding strategy. You typically choose between maximize conversions with optional target CPA or maximize conversion value with optional target ROAS during setup. You cannot do manual bidding on PMax. The campaign will auto-adjust bids at auction time using Google's machine learning, aiming to meet your goals. And what about creatives? For standard shopping ads, they are generated from your feed, image, title, price, etc. No additional creative assets or ad copy is needed for basic shopping ads. However, standard shopping cannot show the richer formats on YouTube Gmail since it doesn't serve there. You could separately run display ads for remarketing, but not within the shopping campaign itself. PMax allows and encourages you to upload creative assets, images, short headlines, descriptions, logos, and even video. It then creates various ad combinations like display ads, video ads, etc., in addition to the standard shopping format ads. If you don't upload assets, it will run in a feed-only mode, using only your product data. However, Google may auto-generate some text. PMax's ability to show visual and engaging formats can attract customers across different stages, awareness to purchase. Let's have a look at reporting and transparency for standard shopping ads. You get granular reporting. You can see which search queries triggered your ads, how each product or product group performed, etc. This means you can identify negative keywords or poor performing products and take action. You have visibility into metrics like impression share, which helps you understand whether raising bids can increase your exposure. Overall, more data to manually optimize with. For Performance Max, you get granular reporting. You can see which search queries and search terms triggered your ads, how each product or product group performed, etc.
This means you can identify negative keywords or poor performing products and take action. You have visibility into metrics like impression share, which helps you understand whether raising bids can increase exposure. Overall, more data to manually optimize with. What are the best use cases? Standard shopping is best for advertisers who want specific control, e.g. ensuring certain products get more visibility, separating campaigns for different margins, or avoiding certain search terms. Also, if you have very limited budget, you might want to focus it on a subset of products or keywords manually. Standard is great for running remarketing specific campaigns, using dynamic remarketing via display or brand versus generic split. You can craft a strategy to catch brand searches separately. Overall, if you have the time or skill to optimize and your campaign goals are very specific, Standard gives you the tools. Performance Max is best for those who want maximum reach and conversion volume with minimal hands-on work. PMax shines for leveraging Google's full inventory. Your product can find buyers on YouTube or Gmail where a standard ad would never appear. It's also ideal if you have conversion tracking set up and trust Google's AI to hit targets. Often it can achieve great ROAS once it learns. Small businesses with large product catalogs often prefer PMax because managing dozens of standard campaigns would be impractical. PMax is also the future-facing product Google is investing in, with more AI features, e.g. auto asset generation, that can benefit those who use it. In practice, you don't necessarily have to choose one or the other exclusively. Many advertisers run a hybrid approach. A small apparel retailer might use standard shopping for their top 20 products with high profit margins to ensure they appear for specific high-intent searches manually and to set exact ROAS targets per product, and use Performance Max for the rest of the catalog to automatically gather as many sales as possible. This way, you cover both your precision goals and broad reach. If you're starting and feel overwhelmed, consider beginning with a Performance Max campaign for your entire catalog, as it's simpler to set up. Observe the results and later add standard campaigns if you identify areas that require more control. Please note that if the same product is featured in both a standard and a Performance Max campaign, they may compete with each other. Google generally gives priority to the campaign likely to perform better in a given auction. Historically, PMax would often win due to its expansive data, but if you use the campaign priority setting on standard or exclude products from PMax asset groups carefully, you can manage the overlap. It's an advanced topic, but a simple rule is this. If you want a product to only serve in standard, exclude it from your PMax listing groups. Organizing and segmenting your campaigns. Regardless of the campaign type, thoughtful segmentation of your products into distinct campaigns or ad groups can enhance performance and manageability. Here are strategies for structuring campaigns for maximum conversions. Segment by product, category, or type. Group similar products together to tailor budgets and bids. For example, create separate campaigns or asset groups for electronics versus accessories if they have different margins or conversion rates. In standard shopping, you may create an ad group for each major category and further subdivide it by product or brand. In PMax, you can create separate asset groups with listing group filters, e.g. one asset group contains only products with a product type of electronics. This allows you to write specific ad copy assets relevant to each category and also view performance breakouts by asset group. Separate branded versus generic traffic, standard shopping. If you find that people search for your brand name and product high intent as well as generic terms, a classic technique in standard shopping is to use campaign priorities and negative keywords to separate them. For instance, one campaign, high priority, lower bid, contains all products and uses a negative keyword of your brand name. This will capture generic searches first at a low bid. A second campaign, lower priority, higher bid, is identical but without the negative. It will end up mainly serving on searches that include your brand because the high priority campaign filtered those out. This way, you bid more aggressively when someone searches your brand, usually they convert better, and conservatively on generic terms. This can improve efficiency and is a level of control not directly possible in PMax, though PMax's search categories insight will tell you how much brand versus generic it's doing. Small businesses may consider this if brand searches are common, i.e., you have some brand recognition.
Use custom labels for bidding segments. As mentioned in the feed section, custom labels allow you to tag products by attributes such as margin or conversion rate. You can then create separate campaigns for high margin versus low margin products. For example, if some products have very low margins, you might not want to use an aggressive target ROAS on them because you can't offer significant discounts. Putting them in a separate campaign with a different strategy or lower budget cap can protect your profitability. Similarly, seasonal products can be in their campaign so you can boost budgets during peak season. Many advertisers also separate all products into two buckets, a small set of best sellers that receive high priority with campaigns having higher budgets and bids, and everything else in another campaign. This ensures the top sellers don't have to compete for budget with the long tail of products. Custom labels 0 to 4 can mark these groups, for example, label 0 bestseller clearance, and you'd use that to filter products into campaigns. Minimum conversion data per campaign or PMax. Be cautious not to over-segment performance max campaigns. Google recommends having at least 20 to 30 conversions per month in a PMax campaign for the algorithms to optimize well. If you split your products into too many small PMax campaigns, each might not accumulate enough conversions to exit the learning phase, and performance could suffer. If you're a small account with low conversion volume, it's often better to have one or a few PMax campaigns that group a lot of products so that the machine learning has more data to work with. Only split if you have a clear need, different ROAS targets, different budgets, distinct audiences, and enough conversions to support each. A good compromise is using multiple asset groups within one PMax campaign. You can segment products into asset groups up to 100 per campaign, which gives some reporting differentiation and ability to customize creatives for each while the campaign optimizes holistically. For example, a single PMax campaign with asset groups for shoes, shirts, accessories, and so on can be a suitable setup for a small apparel store. Geography or market segmentation. If you sell internationally or in different regions, consider separate campaigns per country or region. This is important because performance and competition can vary by location. Additionally, your feed may contain different languages or currencies for each country. Ensure you create country-specific feeds and campaigns targeting those countries. Note, PMax can actually target multiple countries if your feed supports it, but often separating by country gives you clearer control over budget allocation. Even within one country, you might make a separate campaign for local inventory ads if you have physical stores to push nearby products to local shoppers. Budget allocation. Structure your campaigns to allocate budget strategically. The campaign budget is one of the main levers you have. For instance, if you have products that are loss leaders, low profit, you might put them in a campaign with a limited daily budget so they don't eat all your spend. Conversely, keep your high-profit best converters in a campaign where you can freely scale budget if it's hitting target ROAS. Don't lump vastly different product types together if you want to control their spending separately. It's frustrating to have one or two products use 80% of the budget at a subpar ROAS while others starve. Good segmentation can prevent that scenario by giving each logical group its own budget pool. As you structure your campaigns, also keep an eye on Google's automation features. For example, in Performance Max, you now have a setting for final URL expansion, which, if left on, lets Google choose landing pages on your site that are different from your feed URLs if it thinks it will convert better. This is somewhat like dynamic search ads behavior. You have the option to disable this if you want to strictly control where clicks land. Perhaps wise if your site has some pages you don't want traffic going to. You can also provide URL exclusions. Being aware of such settings will help you align the campaign behavior with your strategy.
In summary, campaign structure is about striking a balance between control and data. Small businesses should start simple. Don't create 50 campaigns on day one. Perhaps launch with one PMax or a couple of shopping campaigns, gather data, then iterate. Over time, you may find that certain products warrant their own campaign or that you need to split them by ROAS target. The beauty of Google Ads is that you can adjust the structure as you learn. Just be careful to give the algorithms time to learn too, especially with Performance Max. Frequent structural changes reset learning. And that's it for this video. Be sure to keep an eye out for part 3 of this series, and if you have any questions, leave a comment downstairs and I'll see you in the next one.